Welcome everybody to the stream today. So, I know it's been a little bit since I've last streamed, but yeah, bit of a catch up here. So today we're gonna be reading through the new main story chapter, Across the Ruined Sea. We're gonna be checking that out. Also, I've also read through the coding story, Slumberland coding story. I made that into a video. That'll be up on the channel soon, so be sure to stay tuned and check it on my YouTube channel. So be sure to stay tuned and for when that video goes up, and can't wait to go through this new story with you guys. Check out the Across the Ruined Sea story, so let's do it. Alright. I also got some bubble tea and some water right beside me, so we can, you know, just be cozy, be chill, and read through it together. So let's go! Scarlet Revelation. If the projection of the red tide can be their hope and despair, then it can also become their faith. Ugh. As the last corrupted falls, the blue-hued space falls silent once again. Several tropical fish stare at the uninvited guests through the thick glass that houses them. Threats cleared. No more hostile signals detected. Ooh. Ooh, new character, Chico. Ayo. How's the life detector running? I won't lie, she looks real fine. She looks real good, bro. She looked pretty fine. It's set to upload the scans automatically at set intervals. Look. Chico looks down at her terminal and finds a new imaging document there. However, there are also multiple obstructions interfering with the signals within the detector's range. There is no way to pinpoint the location of a specific target. Chico nods and continues asking, "How's the hijacking on the surveillance authorization going?" She hears no answers, just the sound of the Purifying Force members moving around. "What's the status on the cameras?" Chico raises her voice. Why are you kicking me, Norris?" She can hear the mumbling from the back of the team. Chico sighs, frustrated by how badly her team is working together. Almost every member of the Purifying Force is used to working alone. There's never been an operation that requires a team of more than 5 ever since the Purifying Force was formed. Not to mention that the Purifying Force has enlisted many members from other squads, as well as new recruits fresh out of school, leading to the current situation. I'm sorry, were you asking for me, Vice Captain? Chico takes a deep breath and calms herself, asking the same question the third time. Have you gotten access to the cameras? Copy that, Vice Captain. The hacking operation hasn't been completed yet at the moment. A brief commotion of panic comes from the back. A young construct is staring at the terminal, his fingers flying all over the keyboard. His name is printed on the custom terminal. Delapoer. Am I saying that right? I don't know if I am. The security system here isn't using the popular encryption method from the Golden Age. It's a bit difficult to crack it from the outside. But if you can give me another 15 minutes, no, 10 minutes. Looking at the corpses on the floor and her injured teammate, Chico contemplates for a moment. That's longer than we can afford. We've encountered 5 corrupted attacks already. Who can say when the next one's coming? How long will it take if we hack it from an access point within the administrative room? Copy that, Vice Captain. If I have access to the administrative room, I can transfer the virus directly to reset the system authorization. I'm adjusting our objective. Prioritize making our way to the administrative room and access the cameras. And stop saying copy that before every sentence, rookie. We don't need your habits from boot camp in the field. Copy. Understood, Vice Captain. But our mission here is to search for the Red Tide worshipping cult Scarlet Revelation that got tricked here by the Ascendants. The higher-ups won't be happy if we get sidetracked and get them killed. If they were indeed tricked here by the Ascendants, as the intel said, they could be monitoring us right now. It's already unusual that this Copperfield aquarium is still running. We should at least get the security cameras on our side. Pack up, team. Check your ammo and prepare to go. Roger. Hey, stop spacing out. Get your stuff and be ready to go. Don't startle me, Norris. Why on earth did you apply for the purifying force if you're so easily scared? And what's wrong with you today? You can usually hack into small cameras like this with just your toes. Are you getting stage fright joining a big operation for the first time? Or is the customized terminal I gave you not to your liking? I remember that you used to need the same pillow or you couldn't sleep well. Are you still using Sleeping Pod 3? Does it apply to the terminals as well? My toes. Stop exaggerating. Delapur shakes his head, bombarded by his terrible friend's endless questions. The terminal is great. Like I said, the encryption here is uncommon. Delapur looks confused as he says that. But most assets Copperfield left on the surface use the same encryption method. This is the first time I've seen something like this. Maybe the guy was getting creative that day, or perhaps the Ascendants altered the encryption. Delapur shivers, quickly recovering Norris's mouth. Knock on wood, I don't want to see any Ascendants today. You're part of the purifying force now. Sooner or later you'll run into them. Norris easily removes his hold and rests a hand on his shoulder instead, speaking to him earnestly. This is part of growing up, you know. You talk like you hadn't met an Ascendant before. Delapur knows the person before him. Had Norris survived an encounter with an Ascendant with an intact speech module, Delapur would have had to disable his own audio module, or he would have never heard the end of it. Haha. Even though a new Ascendant pops up every other day, and many of them showed up during the Kowloon War, I still haven't met one. I'm just kind of lucky, I guess. My luck has to continue, right? What are you still doing there, Norris? I have to go. Norris pats Delapur on his shoulder as he walks past his friend. Don't you worry, even if you run into Ascendants, you specialists are rare in the purifying force. You'll be safe with us in the front. The Vice Captain is with us too. Not the best reputation, sure, but her skills on the battlefield are unmatched. So stop being such a sourpuss. How can you tell if I feel through my mask? I know how you feel even if you're just an abstract piece of art. A bang lands right next to where Norris is standing. The squad leader, urging Norris to return to his post, is pointing a gun at him, with smoke still coming out of the barrel. Norris. Fuck. I'm coming! By the way, I've requested to transfer all to your squad after this mission. We can watch each other's back in the future. With that, Norris rushes to the front of the troop. Delapoer sighs, looking at Norris getting further and further away. Don't you jinx it. Packing up his terminal, Delapoer looks up casually and he finds the tropical fish in the tank staring at the troop of Purifying Force members. This antique of a facility from the Golden Age is still running without issues, even to this day. Out of nowhere, Delapoer suddenly wonders if the fish in there consider the humans some aliens, trapped in their own glass cages. The members of Scarlet Revelation believe that dead are reborn in the Red Tide. Since it retains their memories, data, and consciousness, the Red Tide projections are considered echoes of their lives. The difference in their forms and living habits makes it impossible for them to communicate. Just as how fish cannot understand humans, humans cannot understand the lives in the Red Tide. Wait a minute. Why is there fish in there? The facility might have been running, but how could the fish survive this long without anyone to look after them? This is a well-maintained graveyard, but a graveyard nonetheless. There should be nothing but rotten corpses inside. Delapoer walks away from his team, slowly walking toward the group of fish that have been staring at him. The closer he gets, the closer the fish approaches. Okay. Ayo. Ooh, Exorcism. I love the song. Thousands of fish adhere to the glass on one side, their eyes forming a giant insect-like compound eye, the gaps between their eyeballs filled by their colorful bodies. Okay, that's a creepy-ass image. The thousands of eyes slowly turn, tracing Delapoer's footsteps. Delapoer's reflections in them gradually expand, twist, and transform. Okay, yo, that's trippy. As the water moves and surges, his self in their eyes begins to melt like butter, and his bones, blood, and flesh crumple away, leaving an empty sack of skin floating in the water. He cannot feel his feet anymore. The vaguely humanoid-shaped figure approaches the glass wall that separates the water from air. Oh, Bianca? Yo, what the hell's happening, bro? The closer he gets, the more blissful he feels, as if every organ in his body is screaming with joy. What the hell? Bianca. Bro, what? Bro, what? His consciousness will be liberated from its cage for a sky of freedom. His body will break the chains that bound him and sprout a pair of wings. Just a little bit closer. Bianca! Her buried consciousness slowly rises, her sense of self reestablished. Dust-covered corpses lie underneath her feet. The faint light from the lamp in her hand is slowly dying, and the projections in her visual module are dissolving into the air. How are you feeling, Bianca? The projections overlap with the figure before her. For a brief second, she cannot recognize who that is. Calibrating her visual module, Bianca finds Lucia standing before her. Next to Lucia is a human, while other members of this operation are standing further away, keeping watch. I'm okay. Were you the one that terminated the Phantom Tracer, Commandant? Yeah. She looks at the now darkened lamp and frowns. Your mind was extremely unstable back then. The deep mind connection might not make it in time. So I authorized us to stop the tracer first. That is when Bianca realizes that her mind is currently connected intricately through a special network. Was her mind deviation so severe that she did not even notice this earlier? A timely assessment, Commandant. After viewing some events that took place here through the Phantom Tracer, I began to experience hallucinations. Looking at the mere handful of bionic fish in the giant fish tank, Bianca is certain that the thousands of tropical fish she saw earlier were her hallucinations. My mind has stabilized now. You can stop the deep mind connection, Commandant. Alright. As the link is disconnected, Bianca hooks the lamp-shaped phantom chaser back on her belt. Compared to the Spear of FOS, this tracer has a much higher risk of mind deviation. You should rely on it less, Bianca. I agree with Lucia. At least now we know that what's the longest we can use the tracer. Asimov and Investigalis have mentioned that if we can stabilize the mind through a deep mind connection in time, there's no fear of a mind deviation. Don't take unnecessary risks. Don't worry, I'll use it responsibly. Press X to doubt, boys. X to doubt. X to doubt. X to doubt that. This is too hasty. We're underprepared for this mission in this new frame. Babylonia, 9 o'clock a.m. Thank you for your hard work on the last mission. You mentioned in your report that Lethos has some unique insights on the Red Tide. He seems to believe that the lives taken by the Red Tide aren't completely gone. They merely live on in another fractured form. This seems to match what Known said. I suspect that the incident at Copperfield Aquarium is the work of the Ascendants. Copperfield Aquarium? You heard me, that's where you're going next. The truth is, the Ascendants aren't just targeting constructs with their rumors. They have also swayed some scavenger groups that hold similar ideals. The projection on the bridge suddenly displays a large amount of intel and images. Scarlet Revelation? It's a new group that believes the Red Tide can resurrect the dead. From the testimonials we gathered, they were a small group of 13 before gradually expanding into a group of thousands. The original 13 that started the group called themselves the 13 Revelationists. They haven't done anything as fanatical as pushing or luring people into the Red Tide yet. But recently, the 13 Revelationists all received invitations from an unknown Ascendant, one after another. The Ascendant promised them rebirth through the Red Tide if they showed up at a specific location and passed the Ascendant's test and filtering. Even though the 13 only considered rebirth through the Red Tide a tale of solace, any comfort they could find turned into a lifetime in these desperate times. Most of them died on their journey. The Purifying Force only found dead bodies and a handful of survivors when they arrived. Only one of the 13 Revelationists survived. Oh, my bad. A picture of a woman with dark eyeshadows appears in the projection. Grace last appeared in Copperfield Aquarium. Were the Ascendants trying to turn the people into one of them? Known mentioned that it was not humans, but Lethos who turned him into a construct. You do not know how or why, but the Ascendants also seem to possess construct technology. Not really. Their situations were different from Known's. They all tested negative for Tantalum-193 affinity and conservation areas in the past. There was no way they could become constructs. We found that the technology used on Known's frame was more or less identical to ours, apart from the anomaly in his mind. In theory, even the Ascendants couldn't turn them into constructs. Nonetheless, we couldn't just watch as our own were sacrificed for some Ascendant conspiracies. We sent a team of Purifying Force to investigate the aquarium, but they also disappeared. Even Chico? Yes. This is Chico. We're no longer detecting any corrupted signals at the entrance in the surrounding 1 kilometer area. Beginning the investigation on Scarlet Revelation now. This is the last recording we received. We want you to continue Chico's mission and investigate the Scarlet Revelation and what the Ascendants are after at Copperfield Aquarium. And try to rescue as many survivors as possible. Understood. Any questions? I have one, but it's not mission related. What is it? It's about Lee. There's so many questions you want answers to that you have no idea where to begin. However, Hassan seems to know what you want to ask just at the mention of Lee. I understand your worry, but I can't tell you too much yet. But I want you to know that we're doing what we're doing to prevent another Imperia. The real hope is the people who created all of them. Your words at the Parliament didn't just impact people's opinions on the 0-point engine on the moon. So, trust our people and give them more time. I'll go and get ready. The mood on the transport craft is dreary. Most members of the purifying force are not speaking. Rare brief interactions quickly revert to silence. You recognize some faces from previous missions, but some of you do not know. They seem to be new recruits who just joined the purifying force. But you are perhaps most surprised by their captain. Bianca, your frame. Bianca is here in a completely new form after being severely injured in the previous battle with the agent. You are not surprised to find her as the captain of the squad. You are surprised to find her using a frame you've never seen, instead of the Veritas frame, while the Zero frame is under repair. Even her bow has been replaced with a sword staff. Our mission takes place indoors this time. Since a bow isn't the most optimal weapon of choice, I've been provided with alternative equipment. Noticing the confusion in your eyes, she explains the reason why she has changed her weapon. By the way, Vasilius asked me to give this to you. Bianca hands you a familiar-looking connection device. Is this the improved deep mind connection device? Why do we need it? I'll explain later. Please wear your seatbelt first, Commandant. Phantom Tracer. That's right. It's the new technology at the core of the Stigmata frame. According to Bianca, the lamp-shaped Phantom Tracer can help her reconstruct the past in a set area. The Spear of FOS that Grey Raven used could do the same as long as there are functional digital devices on the scene, if this is all the Tracer is for. But unlike the Spear of FOS, the Phantom Tracer can read part of the data stored within the punishing virus before deciphering it with an enhanced version of the Spear of FOS. Limited by the construct hardware, we cannot perform the same kind of analysis and simulation as a dedicated machine. A machine like that, however, is easily infected by the punishing virus, which limits its mobility. Spear of FOS Asimov invented can be used by constructs, but it only works on the data stored inside functional digital devices. The Phantom Tracer fills the gap between them. Given how the surface is filled with punching virus, we can use this tracer to figure out what happened to an area in the past. So the punching virus is capable of storing data. Now that I think about it, the red tide projections have proven to show similar traits. According to the researchers, they have been investigating this property of punishing virus for a long time, dating back to before the red tide was first discovered. But it wasn't until Known's recent appearance that it gave them the final piece of the puzzle. Using the Phantom Tracer will lead to mind deviation? Although you do not understand how the Phantom Tracer works, it's clear that you deciphering information on the punching virus is not as easy as clicking open a document from a terminal. Yes, if a deep mind connection isn't established after running the tracer for a certain amount of time, it can lead to permanent damage and deviation of the mind. And given that the deciphering process involves the punishing virus, a deep mind connection will, while the tracer is running, exacts a heavier toll on the commandant than usual. How long do we have? We don't know yet. You don't know? Hold on. Bianca, has Stigmata been calibrated and tested in simulations? No one only arrived on Babylonia a while ago. If the researchers were only able to complete the Phantom Chaser after None's appearance, then Stigmata must not have been made for long. Given how urgent the situation is, this frame has only been briefly tested and calibrated, but we're certain it won't damage my mind when we're not using the Phantom Chaser. Also, as for the Tracer itself, there wasn't a suitable testing venue on Babylonia, and it was too late to test it on the ground. Oh god. You cannot help but clutch your fists so tight that your nails can almost pierce your palms. The real hope is the people who created all of them. Your words at the Parliament didn't just impact people's opinions on the zero-point engine on the moon. So trust our people and give them more time. You almost have to squeeze your words out through clenched teeth. President Hassan and Asimov wouldn't have agreed to this. Who made Stigmata, Bianca? Bianca closes her eyes and does not speak until your fists eventually relax. It was Corono, Commandant. Of course it was Corono! Hooray for Corono! Of course it was Corono. Of course. Obligatory screw Corono. Obligatory screw Corono, bro. They've been researching it since the punishing virus appeared. Chapter 20, Across the Ruined Sea. Okay, hey yo, let's go. Chico's squad was heading towards the administrative room. Bianca is explaining the information she retrieved through the Phantom Tracer to her team when a call to her terminal suddenly interrupts her. Hey yo, who is this? Hey yo, who is this? Man, this lady is a crazy design, bro. What the... Damn, dude. This character has a crazy design. How is the Phantom Tracer, Stigmata? A pale face appears in the comms interface. We just finished running it for the first time. I'll upload the relevant data after the mission. Please do not interrupt our operation unprompted again. I believe I mentioned that to you before, Vesalius. So this is Vesalius. Okay. Damn, dude. I won't lie, she looks kind of creepy. Vesalius sneers at Bianca's words, showing no desire to terminate her call. I see, I'll upload the data now. The tracer only ran briefly, but it generated more data than expected. The upload is progressing slowly. Right, are you the Grey Raven Commandant? The pale female figure turns her gaze towards you while she waits for the data transfer to complete. I am. I heard you directly connected your mind beacon to a corrupted in a previous mission. That's right. Ha! No wonder they were so confident and didn't even bother to arrange a recovering plan for you. You're certainly much more capable than the last Grey Raven Commandant. How did the deep mind connection with Stigmata feel? Is there any difference to repairing Imperias? It's Eclipses now, isn't it? Mind? Their names are Bianca and Liv. For some reason, Vasilius seems inclined to call constructs by the code names of their frames instead of their actual names. She grins mockingly, seemingly have thought of something. Singing the same tune, are we? A familiar appearance would help stabilize the mind. Recognizing your own face will keep the mind from deviating. Vasilius' smile grows ever more sarcastic. I thought someone who spent every day and night with constructs would stop fooling themselves at some point. Should I commend you for being the hero the Parliament meticulously adored? Have these pretty ribbons and scenario-critical thinking? If it's foolish to think that constructs are mere tools, it's equally foolish to think that constructs are just humans. A perfect body, a controlled path of evolution, and an independent mind. Constructs are a new life form. They are the next step of evolution. But that doesn't mean we need to abandon or deny who we were. Lucia suddenly speaks up from aside. Perhaps your name meant a lot to your past as a human, but your frame's codename is what anchors you to this new form of life. It's unwise to avoid it. You keep telling yourself you're human, but your willpower as a human can only dream of. This discrepancy can't be swept away with a few prettier words. The main reason for mind deviation is the disconnection between yourself and reality. How do you remain yourself if you won't confront your distinctions? Are you dressing like a nun to take the deserters to heaven? You should be sending them to hell. Know you as who you are, not as who you were as a human. You were human. None of them have been a human for a very... Vasilius? Bianca interrupts Vasilius from finishing what she had to say. The data has been uploaded. Please complete your assessment quickly. We still have work to do. Fine. Vasilius' projection goes silent, as if reading something. She soon furrows her brows. The shorter than benchmark runtime wasn't unexpected. You weren't our first choice, after all. She reads a few more pages and gets growingly displeased. The hallucinations appeared immediately afterward. That data doesn't seem to be completely useless. It's surprising and fascinating, but it also proves that your mind was deviating before your hallucinations appeared. You should heed my warning, Stigmata. Eliminating the punishing virus isn't the only way forward. The Phantom Tracer was made to decipher the data within the punishing virus. To utilize the weapon of the punishing virus half-heartedly in your half-hearted form will only create a greater disconnection within yourself. I'll think about what you said when needed. You'll still run into these hallucinations later anyway. I look forward to the data these unanticipated phenomena provide. Remember to stabilize your mind with a deep mind connection in time. I don't want my work to become something one and done. Not that we have more tissues for the heterohive mother to make another phantom chaser. Vasilius disappears from projection after she ends the call. Oh, so the phantom chaser is made from the heterohive mother then. Damn, bro. Well, damn. Who is she? She's the lead researcher from Corona I mentioned before, Commandant. Oh, she's the lead researcher. Well, damn. Yeah, no, I don't like her. Yeah, screw her, bro. Like, screw her, dude. Like, yeah, no. I'm not touching her with a 10-foot pole, dude. No way. I ain't touching her with a 10-foot pole, but dude. No way, Jose. She was also one of the lead research creators of Stigmata. What is that warning she mentioned? This coding wasn't what that Stigmata frame looked like. The original form leans more towards the stereotypes of the punishing force and witches. But considering that a familiar appearance can help stabilize the mind, We made this coating in response to the short production time of the frame. This wasn't part of the plan. Bianca seems to think of something right as she says that. A rare hint of hesitation flashes across her eyes, but it quickly disappears, replaced by her usual determination. We took too long to upload that data, Commandant. We should proceed with our mission. A hastily made frame. You have more or less understood what happened from their conversation. But if Bianca is not willing to talk about it, you should just let it be for now. Alright. You start hearing the echoes of muddled footsteps within the aquarium. From the depth of the unseen underground, the hospitable staff are ready to welcome you. Here we go. AI customer service. Identify employee information. Continue AI customer service. Dear esteemed guests, welcome to the Copperfield Aquarium. Bro, this area is currently closed for repair. Please accept our apologies. Damn, bro, dude. This is creepy, bro. Our staff will enter the activation password as soon as the repair is complete. We appreciate your patience. Copperfield Aquarium wishes you a wonderful day. Dude, that's creepy, dude. That body? Is that a construct body? That's creepy as shit, dude. What's going on? What's going on, dude? Not just the entrance, every facility in the aquarium is working properly. There's still a small amount of punching virus lingering here. We can use the Phantom Tracer to look into it later. Tap the button to investigate the Phantom Tracer. Use the Phantom Tracer and investigate the right timing. Okay. Next to the bottom floor is a long line that appears to have been drawn with a metal object, with two small lines of text beside it. A metal sign with the layout of the aquarium. The lower third floor is a large pool for sea creature performance. The two other floors are just ordinary biowater tanks. The first line goes, to a latecomer, the bottom floor has a passage leading to the nearest town. The second line goes to the latecomer. Don't go into the passage. It has been sealed after the collapse. It's full of water there. It's badly corroded. It seems the text was carved a long time ago. A white paper was cut into long strips. Was read. Sorry. Okay. Can't read that. It's too fast. This is... Bro, what's going on? Enemy phantoms? Damn.
Evil will not be tolerated. Resistance is futile. Resistance is futile.
Yeah, help me! He wasn't asking me for help. Bro, what? He was looking at someone standing in my direction. Are you constructs from Babylonia? Was it Chico and her people that he met? Yes. Lady Revelationists and other Revelationists are still down there. Would you like to join us? Lady Revelationists. I think this is how Scarlet Revelation calls grace. No, you are the ones who need to be saved. The lower third floor is filled with the red tide. This way we will be reborn. God, thank you. This is all the information we can get. The current is strong. Say that again? I think you just said the current is too strong to pass through. Whatever. To my beloved daughter, it seems the text was left by the owner of the aquarium. The candles won't last so long. Someone has been replacing them. Is it the refugees or the descendants? This is not from the aquarium. There are battle marks on it. Bro, this is creepy as hell. Bro, what? Oh shit.
Resistance is futile.
Bro, that scared me. Holy shit. Yo, bro, that pop-up scared me, dude. That shit scared me. Dude, that scared me so much. Oh my god. Oh my god. That scared me so much. God, that caught me off guard so much.
It's too late to confess.
Bro, that caught me so off guard. This place. 4-digit password. 1011. Let's do that. This is the switch of the water gate. What was that thing that gave me the tips? What's the situation on your side? We're still in the West Wing, but we found traces of survivors as a byproduct. It was sealed from the other side. The punching virus concentration here is very low. Who's out there? I'm with Babylonia. Are you with Scholarly Revelation? Really? Lady Revelationist was correct. Was she born again? Sorry, we're here to investigate on her and those who disappeared with her. Disappeared? I remember they went down to clear the passage that collapsed to get to the red tide at the pool. Right behind that water curtain. But it's closed. We closed it. Lady Revelationist asked us to wait here for her. But she's still not back. I'll find her and ask the others to evacuate with you. Really? Then I'll give you the password. What is the password? Didn't exactly tell me the password, so I don't exactly know what it is. Should be 9451. Nice. The water curtain opened. This way we can move downstairs. Ayo. Dear esteemed guests, the undersea tunnel to the lower second floor has been repaired. Please enter in an orderly manner. You can find restaurants, entertainment facilities, and 24-hour dolphin performances on the lower second floor. Bro, what is that sound? Copperfield Aquarium wishes you a wonderful day. As the water curtain lifts, the tunnel to the lower second floor appears before you. The punching virus concentration in the air is increasing. Your protective suit warns you at the same time as Lucia. Fortunately, the risen concentration is still within an acceptable level. You smell a rotten scent different from the red tide through the tunnel. All of you cannot help but turn and stare at the fire alarm box covered in children's graffiti at the end of it. Dried red and black matters cover the decorative illustrations like splashed ink. Dark red slime oozes out from underneath as if the rotten scent is made physical. Squelch, each, squirch, screech. You also hear jumbled, heinous whispers. You swing with your assigned blade, removing the door to the alarm box entirely. Splash, sloosh. And the thing inside drips onto the floor in consecutive globs, forming a cake of meat that is about 2 arms wide. This is an ooze-like substance without a concrete form. Newly grown muscle tissues and lumps joined together by splintered metal, and fresh organic matters submerged in slime. Ooh, live 2D. Nice. They're really stepping it up, huh? But Bianca can see countless figures through the phantom tracer. The faces are blurred, their identities unrecognizable. The most she can do is identify if they're male or female presenting. Ooh, this is amazing art. Wow. The organic matter rises and falls with its breath. A plump cysts bubble to its surface one after another. They quickly burst, splashing the foul substance within them onto the surrounding floor. The ooze cries every time a cyst bursts. That is when you can vaguely recognize a few twisted faces on its lump-covered surface. Bro, what? Their eyes are squinching as if they are static, but their mouths are twisted in all kinds of ways, whispering and murmuring painfully. The ooze wriggles its lumps, struggling to crawl towards the spilled filth. The sharp splintered metal cuts open its pink skin, and blood spills out, leaving a trail on the floor. Voila! Voila! What makes you shudder is how the mouse mother joyfully as the ooze loses more blood. I'll end their suffering. One of the Purifying Force members takes out a flamethrower and wipes away the cursed filth before you with a 2,800 degree fire. As it is burned to char, the metal hidden underneath the lumps is revealed. What is that? Bianca picks up a metal plate with the end of her sword staff from the burning body. It looks like a tag of a construct. Wiping away the material clinging to the metal, Bianca sees a name. Della Pure? Damn. Who's calling me? Della Pure looks up from the cold hard floor, looking for the voice that was just calling him. He is inside a regular lounge room. Apart from the usual furniture, there are all kinds of terminals here. There's even a medium-sized personal computer from the Golden Age. Della Pure takes some time to sit up as he discerns how stiff his body is. I haven't rested for a while, haven't I? Have I? Whatever, I should go. Della Pure opens the doors and falls. Damn it, how did the Ascendant get here from so far away? Norris is running inside the tunnel as quickly as he can. Signs of infection, vital fluids of different colors, and charred wounds cover his body. Norris' squad finally escaped the Ascendant's pursuit after a suicidal bombing. In return, everyone but Norris is now buried underneath the crumbled aquarium. Norris only managed to escape because he was lucky enough to be caught by the mechanical arm. Comms is busted as well. I gotta get out of here to inform the others. Recalling the hellish scene on the lower third floor, even someone like Norris can't help but shiver. Damn it, I was supposed to be on the front line. Why was a specialist like you rushing in? Norris clutches the broken tag in his hand, his anguish turning into his motivation to move forward. The empty aquarium is filled with the echoes of his curses. His experienced sensors detect a faint gyrating sound. Norris empties his clip at a dark corner without hesitation before rushing up and striking with his standard knife. You can feel his blade cutting through a tofu-like texture before smashing into the hard floor. What the hell? Slop. Off target, 0 points. Della Pure fires at the target ahead of him expressionlessly, accompanied by the flat announcements of the AI. The rings on the upper body-shaped target are spotless. The arm outside of the rings, however, is adorned with a few bullet holes. 9.5 points. The AI makes another announcement. An intentionally woeful voice coming from beside Della Pure follows. Guess I'm not doing too well today. Although Della Pure cannot immediately remember the person's name, he still responds automatically. That's enough. Wasn't your previous best score 8.7? Hey, don't get mad at me for your poor performance. Come on, Sourpuss. Our enemies on the surface might not be humanoid, right? And think of it this way. The enemies can't hold their weapons if you hit their arms, right? It's better than not hitting them at all. That said, I think you actually hit closer than to their legs there. His enemy is not fast. The slow crawling creature even stops sometimes. But Norris is no longer has hands to fight back or legs to run away. The slime shot from the monster immediately melts away Norris's tantalum-made limbs, and the highly concentrated punishing virus it carries proceeds to infect him. Norris cannot do anything but lie on the floor as he watches the monster crawl ever so slightly closer. Hungry. Constructs don't get hungry, and don't you think it looks a bit too creepy? Whatever, it's free anyway. Those guys from the WGAA love to host weird functions like this. Della Pure is holding a robot-shaped cookie, the strawberry jam eyes glowing an eerie red. Della Pure still cannot remember what the chatty construct's name. They know each other so well, so they must be good friends, right? Delapior feels empty inside, as if something is missing. Give it a taste. Will the hole inside him be filled once he accepts this gift? Dude, the art in this chapter is seriously creepy. Delapior gently takes a bite. Clank, squeak. Shouty's construct. Clank quiets down. Crunch. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It tastes alright. What do you think, Norris? As prepared as she might be, Bianca still cannot calmly observe what is unveiling before her. The ooze on the floor, searching for something and failing before returning to the fire alarm box, as if the light or little dark space is the only shelter it trusts. Wah squatch yet. Bianca hears sobbing inside there where she cannot see. Come on, get closer. Let me take a good look at you. Bianca walks towards the voice, compelled. That's it. There are so many of us here. Come closer and you'll see them. The quickest way to death is wishing you could see the dead again. A chilling fright drags Bianca back from her disoriented mind. She finds herself in a snowing field somehow. Why did you come here? To save people. Hearing the voices behind her, Bianca fights not to look back. Is this my memory? Do you like snow? Dude, that's from our interlude, bro. Our attachment to the living clouds are our judgment, resulting in irreparable loss. Our feelings for the dead make us weak, be they fear or longing. Only if we are indifferent to death can we stand against those fearless monsters. But we will become monsters ourselves. Only monsters can defeat monsters. There have to be other ways. Bianca. Chico's tone is uncharacteristically gentle. Bianca suddenly realizes that Chico and the rest of the Purifying Force have seemingly stopped calling her a fence-sitter after some particular event. We're meant to be accustomed to goodbyes. No matter what happens next, no matter whose life you take. Even yours? That's right. Feel free to mock me if I become corrupted one day. Loudly. Something pushes Bianca from behind, and she falls into the blizzard, the snow clouding her vision. Please. And the snow muffles Chico's last words. How you feeling, Bianca? The hallucinated coldness begins to fade as Bianca's consciousness returns to reality. I'm fine now. She turns her gaze towards you. Commandant, there's something we have to report right now. Ooh, getting interesting. Crimson undercurrents. Are you certain? We haven't investigated the lower third floor and the west wing ourselves yet, but the evidence we collected so far is proof enough. The Ascendants have amassed a large amount of red tide at the reservoir on the lowest level of the aquarium through the underground waterways. So they never stop trying to spread the red tide to the ocean. So they've been spreading those rumors to draw our attention away from this. Send the red tide to the ocean through the waterways, otherwise it would be ineffective and easily detected by our satellites. but we'd be powerless to stop them if they released a red tide after amassing a large volume, no matter how quickly we detected it afterward. The result of the simulation is in. I'll skip ahead to the conclusion. At maximum capacity, the amount of red tide they release will contaminate the entire ocean in 2 months. Can we hit them with a Longinus arsenal as we did? I'm afraid not. The red tide isn't exposed on the surface this time. There are high-strength structures and a sizable volume of water above it. The Longinus arsenal would lose most of its energy puncturing the structures above. What's left is incapable of vaporizing the water. They didn't transfer this volume of red tide in a day or two. They've been doing a great job hiding their activity from us. We're only noticing this because they were luring the Scarlet Revelation to the aquarium. Why would they do something that could expose their plan? I think it's for an experiment. An experiment? Yes, they've seemingly discovered a way to expedite the process of evolving the hetero creatures from the red tide. It didn't take long for the disappeared squad to become part of the hetero creature after the red tide devoured them. What? Even the usually calm Asimov looked surprised alongside Nikola and Hassan. The Ascendants must be involved. Asimov, factor in this variable and run the simulation again. On it. Done. Factoring in the speed they're evolving now, the number of hetero creatures will grow by 127 times before the ocean is completely contaminated. We have to stop this. Let's use the mega weapons we salvaged from the moon. Those are all the mega weapons we have before I can restore the lunar base. Now's the time to show our cards. We shouldn't need many if we only deploy the mega weapons on the lower 3rd floor. Don't forget that you're not authorized to use those mega weapons. Many in the Parliament are hoping to use them to clear the remaining punching virus from the moon and rebuild the lunar base. If we don't have enough evidence to verify the threat, getting them to prove it is a pipe dream. We need comprehensive footage at the very least. The Purifying Force will continue to explore the lower 3rd level after this call. We will be uploading the relevant footage as quickly as possible. Ascend does not answer. Beyond his terminal's view, the Purifying Force members are silently inspecting their gears and preparing to descend further. Looking at the captain he handpicked himself, Hassan eventually nods. I'll start preparing team to transport mega weapons. Be careful. We will. Let's get going if we're done with the bureaucracy. Not yet. We still need to leave a few people here to protect the refugees. Many in the Purifying Force frown upon hearing that. Our priority should be investigating the lower 3rd floor. It will end up costing us if we're even just one person short of delivering the intel. We can't put innocent people at risk, not to mention that we need to secure an exit as well. Huh. How innocent can they be when they voluntarily came here for the Ascendants? The Purifying Force member sneers. But I agree with the rest of what you said. Everyone? We'll leave this place to you. You should stay too, Lucia. The Purifying Force is inexperienced in defensive operations. Keeping a seasoned fighter like Lucia here can certainly mitigate some of the risks. Understood. Are you going to follow Bianca, Commandant? The deep mind connection has a limited range. I have to go with her. I see. Please be careful. I'll guard the refugees and the exit with the Purifying Force. I trust you. You fist bump Lucia before proceeding with the advance team. Okay. Don't skip the stage. Illusions are not complete lies, behind which there is secret information. Anything else you want to say? Reality is not necessarily truth. Captain? Alright. Did you hear that? Sorry, let's move. I'll stay here with the others. Please take care. Contact us if anything happens. Let's go, Commandant. Careful, enemy approaching. Check with the Phantom Tracer. This is a memory? Leave! There you go. Yes, I do. Please allow me to do this. Leader Revelationist, there's no time to hesitate. So what? I won't last long anyway. They never regret following you. Then I'll go first. Are we still in the aquarium? We're back again? Let's keep moving. Yeah, that's actually gnarly. Not gonna lie, that's a pretty scenes from past emerge in front. Not gonna lie, that enemy design is pretty gnarly, dude. I like it. That enemy design is pretty gnarly. I like it. No, this is a reborn. He's still a Marvin. He's not attacking us. Look, he's waving at us. Hey, let him go. What about you guys? At least there's no need to worry about food. It's a monster! Stop! You call this monster reborn? Damn, we were fooled by them. I won't stay here any minute longer. Hey, where are you going? Let's keep going then. Looks like those hydro creatures are out there returned from these scavengers. But it seems like this is not where it took place.
Evil will not be tolerated. Time is running out. It's too late to confess.
Is this an illusion or the reality? Just go back if you don't feel well. We don't have time to wait for you, Sleeping Beauty. Are these enemies a part of the illusion? Looks like my mind is starting to deviate. I have to establish a deep mind connection now. Quest to establish deep mind connection. Yep. Hey yo? Hey yo? Hello, creature. When did it come? Welcome. This place. The others are still fighting. I must go back as soon as possible. Hey yo, this shit is trippy as hell. The Phantom Tracer might help. The Phantom Tracer is not responding. It's not working? Hey yo. Here comes another Phantom. I'm Marvin. No, I'm Miller. No, you're Lacey, but then who are you? I am you. No, we are rabbits. No, their memories are completely messed up. It's Coral. The hell? It's a new employee, idiot. What sure was it? 4 and no. Wait, right? Bro, this should be trippy. Bro, what? This is trippy as fuck. It came before we noticed, but it didn't attack us. The behavioral patterns of the hill creatures is getting weird. But thanks to this, we can take care of it with just one shot. Looks like what happened in the illusion was real, and it wasn't long ago. We've lost contact with Heathrow. Initiate rescue operation. Wait, we have another way to do it. Commandant, I want to use the Phantom Tracer again. Please establish a deep mind connection for me if my mind deviates again, Commandant. Get ready, everyone. I think Heathrow went this way. Phantom Tracer is reacting. Feels the same when it had the illusion. I'm back again. Wait, that is...
Too late to confess. Time is running out.
Why are they attacking each other? That was close. I almost got eaten by them. Them? Run, or is it good to be the food? Bloody hell, let's go to the Dolphin Show Hall. Let's welcome our new member, Crush's Bones, the made of iron idiot. And are they talking about Heathrow?
Resistance is futile. It's too late to confess.
Hey yo, this is trippy. It's closed, I can't get in. Identification failed. Does this mean I have to use a Phantom Tracer on the body? He seems to be afraid of something. This is Heathrow. Those on duty have left. No one's watching. You'll be punished if someone do it for you. Bro, what? This shot. Join us.
It's too late to confess. Resistance is futile. Time is running out. Evil will not be tolerated.
Not yet. Heathrow stands up again. Eliminate. Execute. Anomaly should be eliminated. Should be corrected. Bloody hell, let's go to the Dolphin Show Hall. I'm back. The deep connection was established just in time, Commandant. How is he doing? I think we lost him. Where should we go? Let's collect his body at the Dolphin Show Hall. I think there should be others based. These are bite marks. Who exactly are you? Why is it red? Someone's approaching. Stay alert. Watch out, one of us is missing. Another Hedo creature.
Evil flame is running out.
Traces left by the red tide. The pipe! Hey, yo, what the hell? Yo, that's crazy. It hurts, I'm hungry.
Evil will not be tolerated.
Rest in peace. Bro, what? Oh. We will get to the lower third floor as long as we pass through here. We're probably going to fight some Ascendants, Commandant. So please help me establish a deep mind connection to destabilize my mind. I want to fight in my full form. Bro, I can't believe it's just like this, dude. This shows. Bro, that's crazy. Song of Faith. It's a guest. Welcome. Go back to where you came. I'm hungry. Hey, yo. Bro, what's going on? Yo, this is some cult-like shit, bro. This is definitely some cult-like stuff, man. Was it an illusion or... No, they were calling someone who's not here. Come and join us. Bro. Come and join us. I don't know how that person answered you, but I refuse. You refuse to become a revelationist? Real revelationist? Grace? Then be one of us. Bro, that...
Time is running
Dude,
out.
that shit's creepy, man. What the hell?
Too late to confess. Evil will not be told. Resistance is futile. Time is running out. Evil will not be tolerated.
Be one of us. Bro, my body, I can't move. Whoa, what's going on? Join
Time
us.
is running out.
Bro, whoa, what happened? What was I supposed to do? I wasn't able to click anything. Is this supposed to happen? I don't know what's happening. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Prepared a welcoming feast for you. What happened? I don't know what happened. What the hell? Break the shackles of flesh and the walls between hearts. Did it feel the stage? I don't know. What are open? Eyes. Open eyes. Open eyes. You are... Is this a data space created by the Phantom Tracer? I didn't even activate the device. I have to get out of here before it's too late. And the Phantom Tracer is reacting now? Three phantoms have appeared. Go back to where you came. I'm starved. Help, help, let me out! Are they talking about the same place? The Phantom Tracer seems absorbing. There's still something missing. It stopped, so it seems I can restart it again. You've broken your word? Hey, yo, bro, what?
Evil will not be tolerated.
Struggle is a waste of time. Bro, what? As the whispers and... Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, what's going on? Whoa, this is trippy as hell. This be trippy as hell. This is trippy. This is officially trippy. Food. The food has been stolen. Oh, bro, that's gross and creepy. I won't lie. Okay, this is terrifying, dude. Bro, this is trippy as hell, man.
Resistance is futile. It's too late to confess. Evil will not be tolerated.
Bro, what is going on?
Behold, the final light. Almost there. The end of this nightmare.
Has mine reached its limit?
It's too late to confess. Evil will not be tolerated. Behold, the final light.
I'll take care of the enemy once and for all.
Almost there. The end of this nightmare.
Bro. Yo, cutscene, let's go! Hey, Giga Chad commanding with the bullets, let's go! Giga Chad! Giga Chad sharpshooter, boy! The whole aquarium violently shakes, the structures that support the whole place squeaking disconcertingly. Even more worrying. Oh, hold up. Accident. Oh, my bad. Missed my bad. Even more worrying are the numerous cracks on the tempered glass that separates the water. The whole aquarium violently shakes. The structures that support the whole place squeaks disconcertingly. This place is collapsing. We're retreating. We still haven't completed our objectives on the lower third floor and in the west wing. If this is too dangerous for you, we can head for the west wing first. It's disconnected from here, so it shouldn't be affected. We constructs don't need to worry about drowning, but our cons will still work underwater. We can carry on our mission. No. Why? You quickly explain before more of them object. You haven't equipped the enhanced modules for underwater combat. Fighting in the water will put you at a great disadvantage. It's too risky to fight hamstrung if we don't know exactly who and what we are fighting. The Purifying Force members do not agree or disagree with you. Instead, they all turn to look at Bianca. Deploy your drone to the lower third floor. We're retreating afterward. One of the members takes out a beetle-shaped drone and sets up a route on the terminal. The drone spreads its wings and flies towards the lower third floor. Just so you know, these drones are designed to track deserters. I have no idea how long it'll last at a place with a high punishing virus concentration. It could send back the intel we need, or it could be infected before we can deliver anything important. There's no way of knowing. We're leaving it to chance. Correct. All you hear is a sharp splinter and immediately look for its source. And chance has not been on our side. As if on cue, you begin to hear a sound of successive crackling and snapping around you. Years of weathering the impact from the fight just now have finally broken the tempered glass that keeps the water away. Fall back! Everyone begins to run. Water breaks through the glass barrier, rushing into the lower second floor. Warning, we have detected a leak at our Dolphin Show Hall. We will be closing it for repair immediately. All guests, please follow the instructions of our staff and leave in an orderly manner. Warning, drainage groups D2A to D2K are offline. Corresponding staff, please troubleshoot the system immediately. A large amount of seawater gushes into the Dolphin Show Hall. Raising the water level drastically, it quickly reaches your knees, slowing you down significantly. No life forms detected inside the Dolphin Show Hall. Initiating lockdown on the venue. What, are you some sort of new construct? The gate... The gate to the exit is lowering at a moderate but steady pace. Given how thick it appears, you fear that none of your weapons can open it once it is fully shut. Even then, all the Purifying Force members turn to look at you, surprised. Someone must have tampered with the system here. That is when you all receive a video on your terminals. You glance at it as you run, and the red tide that has filled the entire space underneath you almost makes you stop. Chances is on our side after all. The member that has been at the back says calmly. We've managed to dodge a few hetero creatures and capture this before the drone completely fails. That member has not looked up the whole time, operating the drone and recording. Upload footage to command center. But I guess chances can only take us this far. The gate is nearly closed. You have overclocked your exoskeleton to match the construct's speed. But you're all still a long way from the exit. And there's never just one bad thing that is happening. Commanded, please retreat with your team immediately. Water is leaking here as well. Enemies incoming. What, now? Lucia, get the refugees and the Purifying Force out of here first. Come back with the heavy-duty grinder from the transport craft afterward. The heavy-duty grinder. Commandant, has your location been... I understand. I will make sure everyone gets out safely. Wait for me. No. Nothing. Check. Sorry about that. You nod, looking down at the water that has reached your waist. After accepting that there is no exiting before the gate closes shut, all of you begin to slow down, and you start calculating how long the small portable oxygen tank you carry will last you. Catch. The construct who suggested continuing the mission tosses you a can. An oxygen tank? It's an oxygen tank adorned with children's drawings done with oil markers. The shell is a little rusty, but the equipment itself seems well maintained, even though it looks nothing like what Babylonia gives you. I kept it from my days as a scavenger. Use this after your oxygen tank runs out, but don't forget to return it afterward. The construct doesn't not explain too much. Thanks. The construct does not reply, standing to the side instead. All that is left is the sound of rushing water and the turning gears within the gate. This is so loud, huh? Is the gate slowing down? Hearing that, you all turn and look. The heavy gate was approaching the water unrelentingly, but its signal light has just changed and is now blinking red. Following a blaring alarm, the gate stops. Realize you wonder if this is another trap laid by the enemy. You hear a frail voice from the broadcast. Greetings, Babylonians. My name is Grace. My team and I have stopped the gate from closing. We are currently trapped inside the control room on the lower second level. Most of us are too weak to walk. We desperately need your help. Grace? Although Grace is one of the targets of the investigation, Bianca thought Grace must have been taken by the red tide after what she has been through. But if Grace is alive, then... Is Chico with you? I'm sorry, she was standing between the Ascendant and us with her team. All we could do was run. Our escape route was filled with those monsters, so we've been hiding in the control room. We ran out of food for these last few days. Please save us. Save the children at least. We'll be there immediately. Please hold on. Thank you. Thanks. The voice from the broadcast turned silent. The construct who has opposed Bianca's every decision sneers faintly before pulling up the map to the control room and starting to walk. Thought you would oppose it. The vice captain would have done the same. She wouldn't have done it out of sympathy like you, though. That woman recognized us before you presented ourselves, which means she must have seen us through the cameras. She's only speaking up now because she wants us to eliminate those monsters. I don't believe that they have children with them for a second. If we rejected them, however, they would have just threatened us with closing the gate. They're making a move now, probably because they realize that we have a human who can breathe underwater with us. Don't expect too much from someone who is lured by the Ascendants. You explain the change in the situation to Lucia on your way to the control room. I see. We won't guard the exit until you have returned. The refugees here are going to take a while to retreat. They're too fragile, having been trapped for so long. After defeating the few remaining hetero creatures on the way, you reach the control room and hear Grace's voice from the broadcast once again. Hold on, I'll open the door immediately. I'll let you do the talking, Commandant. You hear the sound of loading guns behind you. Turning around, you find all the Purifying Force members prepared for battle. Just in case. The construct shrugs. Following the sound of its spinning steel axes, the door before you slides open. A face identical to the one you saw during the briefing appears in front of you. Compared to her photo, she looks more exhausted, her lips dry, her eyes sunken. Behind her are a few similarly ailing elders, some of whom are unconscious. However, where are the children you mentioned? I'm sorry, Bro. Damn. Honestly, she kind of looks like she's from Kowloon. You can drop your act now. The construct interrupts her rudely. Who are we moving? Them. The Purifying Force members begin to carry the elderly on their backs. Right then, the aquarium begins to shake violently again, and you hear muffled voices coming from the hallway outside the door. They're back! Hurry, Commandant. The aquarium appears to be collapsing soon. Get out of here, everyone. I'll stop the hetero creatures. You too, Commandant. Alright, don't stay too far behind. You carry the last person and begin treading through the water that has reached your chest, running toward the exit. Damn, this is tense. Monster and the Witch. Ooh. The aquarium starts to collapse. I have to meet up with Lucia and the others ASAP. Help me! A child was left behind?
Evil will not resistance is futile.
Why is it collapsing? Please take me out of here. Don't be afraid, I'll save you. Come on, kiddo. Oh damn, we got 5 minutes, huh? The Phantom Tracer is starting to act up. Have I been using it for too long?
Behold, the final light. Oh, there.
Damn.
End of this nightmare.
The illusion is gone. Time to meet up with the others. Let's go. The Phantom Tracer is going backward? I have to finish this fast. Let's go.
Evil will
Take 'em
not
out.
be tolerated. Behold, the final light.
Is everything okay? Miss, is everything okay? Is this the top of the passage? No, the world is reversed. Noise comes. Why'd I have to do this to myself? Sorry. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Come back to me. Back again.
Extermination.
Bro, this is trippy as hell. Big sister! There are hidden creatures in other passages to the hall. They want to eliminate them. Okay, now let's protect this place together. I'll help you. The enemy is here again. Let's protect this place together. Let's go.
Too late. Evil will not. Behold, the final light.
Bro, Bianca is crazy, dude.
End of this nightmare. Resistance is futile. Too late to confess. Behold, the final light.
Please be advised that we're closing soon. Thanks for your visit today. We look forward to seeing you again.
The end of this nightmare. Evil will not be tolerated. Too late. Resistance. Behold, the final light. Oh, there. The end of this nightmare. Too late to confess. Evil will not be tolerated.
So let's get out of here, kid. Teammates were working on limiting the hell creatures are back, but who are you talking to, Captain? What? Ooh, another cutscene? Oh god. Oh no. Oh god, that's creepy as shit. Holy crap. Bro, that's creepy. Yo, this cutscene is crazy. Hey yo, commanded shooter time, boys. Hey yo, Giga Chai commanded, let's go. Yo, what? This bitch, huh? This bitch, eh? The surging red tide pours over Bianca, quickly drowning her. She can feel every inch of her artificial skin burning, but the pain leaves just as soon as it arrives. But that is not because things are getting better. On the contrary, the infection has greatly disrupted Bianca's sensors, turning the scorching pain into a summer breeze. She remembers the red tide flooding over her infection rate having long passed the safety threshold. She will not be surprised if she rises as a corrupted at any moment. But Bianca is still retaining her consciousness. Is it because she was only slightly injured? Or maybe Lucia pulled me away at the last possible moment. Bianca feels an unprecedented calmness inside the silent darkness, but this silence threatens to drag her into an eternal sleep. I have to wake up now. I need to lead the others away from here. Bianca tries to feel her limbs. So heavy. Is it because I'm too heavily infected? Her fractured senses arrive at the depth of her mind, slowly putting the shattered pieces together. Bianca opens her eyes with great difficulty. Yo, that's crazy. Dude, that's a crazy imagery, dude. Before her are not the refugees and the constructs that await her rescue. Instead, it is a massive, twisted monstrosity. She presses against Bianca, caressing Bianca's cheeks as her bone-dry finger, with her bone-dry fingers. The punishing virus around them is like her nutrients, gradually being absorbed by her. Devoured by the red tide earlier, Bianca is now resting in her arms, being taken to a safe place. Twisted as her face may be, Bianca still recognizes it. Bianca wants to say the name out loud, but she's trembling, incapable of making a sound. Feel free to mock me. Her finger glides across Bianca's lips as if she's holding the most delicate flower, but the sharp thorns still pierce her pale skin. Vital fluid drips down Bianca's face and mixes with the red tide, stinging her faintly. Oh, is that Chico? Yo, what the hell? If I become a corrupted one day, a bright red smile is smeared across Bianca's face. Feel free to mock me. Feel free. Did you save me? Bianca's tears drop at the same time as the glass dome above her that no longer can hold the weight. Chico. Seawater pours in from the shattered ceiling, drowning her and her. Yo, what? Yo, that's crazy, dude. Yo, what? Before the daybreak. Calculate expected loss. Calculation complete. Given an 87.1% casualty, the success rate of the mission is 28.4%. As expected, General Wells' proposal is one of the highest chance of success. Are you kidding me? The councilman slams his fist on the desk, and the loud discussions in the hall immediately quiet down as everyone turns to look at him. If the minimum casualty weight of the task force is 87.1%, what's even the point of the plan, General Wells? This is the best I can do, given that you're not willing to deploy all of the Omega weapons. If you have better suggestions, I'm all ears. You have to lower the casualty rate to at most 20%. Babylonia does not have that many soldiers to waste. Then deploy all the Omega weapons. I can guarantee you that the casualty rate will be even lower than that. We've already discussed that. To prioritize securing the lunar base, we must reserve half of the Omega weapons before we are certain what the infection rate of the moon is. But no reconnaissance report has shown any sign of the punishing virus on the moon. For now, the reconnaissance reports also show that less than 50% of the moon has been explored. If there is a sizable concentration of the punishing virus in the remaining areas and we don't have enough Omega weapons, humanity can wave goodbye to the lunar base. That is just a guess. We can't afford even a 1% chance. That is the lunar base. It is where we produce Omega weapons. Are you going to gamble with humanity's future, General Wells? With that, the Parliament returns silent. No one dares to answer that question recklessly. Even the centrists have to phrase their words carefully. Thank you, General. You too, President. It's up to you now. General Wells salutes Hassan before leaving. Watching Wells go, Nicola crosses his arms and sighs resignedly. Not the result we were hoping for, but we couldn't sway the centrists even when we brought in General Wells. They were having second thoughts, at the very least. As long as we can get their support, the vote will likely pass no matter what Chrono does. Send in the next person, then. Soldiers are fighting for their lives on the front line. We can't hold back either. The ocean waves hitting the cliffside are red. The sound they make used to delight you, but now it unsettles you like a reflection of the things to come. You reported to the Parliament about how the red tide entered the ocean and what you expected the agent was planning half an hour ago. You suspected this was only their first step. But as the refugees were sent away, you were told to retreat instead of stopping the tide. After talking to President Hassan through the other channels, the best they can offer you is an order to stand by instead of retreat. Chrono has disclosed the details of the battle to the Parliament. The situation is now out of the military's hands. How's the meeting going? We're still fighting. It's a simultaneous display now. The Chief Commander needs to wait for the right time to call another vote. Ha. It's the old gentleman himself. I'm sorry, I've got to go. I'll let you know as soon as there's an update. Celica quickly hangs up. The situation seems to be quite chaotic on her side. Putting down your terminal, you turn to gaze back at the Crimson Sea. The red tide is devouring the ocean, gnawing at the cradle of life and taking over the home humanity depends on. And the fighters who would give everything are now waiting by the sea, powerless. The wait continues. Excuse me. Celica is running down the hallway. Suddenly, someone stands in her way. Are you going to the Parliament, Celica? Obviously, I don't have time to talk now. What's this? He passes her a folded note and says nothing, only raising his index finger before his lips. Celica unfolds it and finds a data chip inside. When she looks up, Murray's already gone. Desperate for any help now, Celica inserts the chip into her terminal. As she scrolls through the information, her eyes widen. President Hassan! President Hassan! Where does this intel come from? It's classified. This life form that will be born out of the red tide and devours all until nothing's left. What do you mean by nothing's left exactly? Is this a time to discuss that? All you need to know is that it's extremely dangerous for the red tide to enter the ocean. Oh, my bad. The quieter voices in the Parliament start to get louder. In that case, we need to deploy all the Omega weapons immediately to eliminate this threat. Hassan and Nicola exchange a look as more council members voice their support, but before they can even smile. Calm down. The councilman stands up again, his arms stretched, trying to sway the others. As immediate as this threat may be, it's just another product of the punishing virus. Once we secure the lunar base, we can produce an endless supply of Omega weapons. Certainly, that will happen before this creature can destroy the world. Is there something wrong with your terminal? President Hassan's intel clearly shown how pressing the situation is. You can destroy this threat inside its cradle. His sudden shout startles those who are planning to refute him. Just a little bit longer. Just a little bit. The production line on the lunar base will restart soon. Please, I beg you. Don't gamble with humanity's future before that, please. With that, the councilman sits down, and the Parliament reverts to the shouting match that it was. By the shore, your call with Celica is brief but shocking, surprising everyone with you. In short, those council members are not willing to deploy all the Omega weapons. They're just going to let this situation here develop? Oh. Can we really deal with the red tide when it has fully entered the ocean? If we mass-produce the Omega weapon, it is theoretically possible, but it means that the surface will experience the most cataclysmic destruction before help arrives. We will lose everything we have built and have achieved in one fell swoop. The people living on the surface will also face the most devastating threat they have ever seen. I won't stop fighting, at least for me. I cannot accept this ending. The call terminates again. At the same time, a member of the Purifying Force approaches you, seemingly needing your help. We need a Commandant's clearance to unlock the supply crate, Grey Raven Commandant. Thanks, I can take care of the rest. The construct takes the parts from the crate and rushes towards the eastern shore. You can briefly hear him mumbling to himself. We're busted if they attack from the east. Gotta reinforce that side. Another Purifying Force member just opens a bottle of purified water and pours it down his head. Hey, don't waste it. We'll need it when we set up the defense later. It doesn't matter. We're about to retreat anyway. What do you mean? What do I mean? A friend in Babylonia just sent me a text saying that the Parliament has no plan to stop the red tide from entering the sea. What can we possibly do other than retreating? Both of them turn to you, seeking an answer. Grey Raven Commandant, are we really just gonna leave like this? I'll say that's highly possible. So many comrades lost their lives here. The Ancients are about to get what they want, yet we are just going to leave like this? Our comrades' bodies are still here. Are we just going to leave Captain Bianca alone, watching the punishing virus enter the sea and devour the entire world? While we hide in Babylonia like cowards? Calm down. Calm down my ass! Do you want to keep fighting? Of course. What about you? The construct tosses the empty bottle away and looks at you with firm determination. If not for this ball of water, I would already been cursing to the terminal. Lucia seems to have noticed the quarrel. She's heading this way. I need to know what everybody thinks. Each and every one of you has the right to choose. If I may, I'd like to borrow your strength. The meeting continues. A scout team has sent a report from the lunar base. Lunar base investigation progress 51%. No signs of the punishing virus have been detected so far. Nice, keep doing what you're doing. Once the lunar base is clear, we can try to resume the production of the Omega weapon. Quite a few councilmen have started cheering quietly. They sound as if victory is imminent, and all they have to do is to keep waiting. But is that all? Do we have a loss estimate yet? A detailed loss prediction has been calculated. Estimated ground surface personnel casualty rates are shoreline and nearby area 99%, coastal area 98%. The data causes a deadly silence, turning the entire meeting hall into a muted graveyard. As we all know, the production of mega weapon takes time. During this time window, numerous people will die. In other words, all humans living on the surface will be wiped out. We can still make it if we throw all the available resources in now. The proposal jointly developed by our advisors and the Science Council taken into account the time required for the transport, handover, development, and activation of Omega weapons. But if we keep wasting our time here, this last chance would be lost. Once the Red Tide has developed to a certain extent, the available Omega weapons cannot do anything to it. This is the final attempt. All previous efforts were unable to make the situation any better, if the death count still does not work. Excuse me, President Hassan. What is the chance of success of this proposal you mentioned? Close to 90%, with a low estimated casualty rate for the task force. I see. It doesn't sound too bad. Objection! The deafening shout shakes many attendees awake from the overwhelming casualty count. President Hassan, this is nothing but a risky bet. You are betting the lunar base and the fate of mankind on your proposal. The councilman rises up and points at Hassan. He looks very emotional. Omega weapon is mankind's future hope. How are we going to fight against the punishing virus if anything goes wrong in the lunar base? Are we going to sacrifice another 2 eras to find another solution? What about the humans on the surface? Are you just going to let the hetero creatures devour them? Nobody wants that to happen. He slams on the desk, interrupting Nicola's question. But I'm sure every single person who turns down that proposal only does so for mankind's future hope. The councilman gazes around it into every person's eyes. He ends up staring at Hassan. This is the will of everybody here. After his speech, there is no other sound in the meeting hall. Everyone is unconsciously holding their breath. The air feels heavy and dense. One after another, the burden of responsibility and future makes other councilmen lower their heads. The councilman finally returns to his seat. The silence has turned into an unspoken approval. The projector in the center of the parliament suddenly begins to make a coarse hissing sound. What's going on? It should be a message from the Surface Force. Now that the Parliament has taken over the decision-making of the surface operations, the military has forwarded all related correspondence to this meeting. The Surface Force? Commander Nicola, haven't you ordered all of them to fall back yet? I don't recall that order in the decisions we agreed on earlier. You're just dragging it on. How pointless. This is the Grey Raven Commandant, sending a timed communication to Babylonia. The projected video becomes less blurry. A face appears on the screen, followed by many constructs standing behind. As the red tide starts to enter the sea, we anticipate the hetero creatures converted from contaminated sea animals will land here soon. We will therefore set up defense here to buy more time. We hope the HQ can support our operation and find a solution during this time. There is no solution! Just fall back and wait for the production of mega weapons. Mr. Councilman, this is just a recording. They probably can't hear you from over there. Then tell them what I just said. We cannot abandon the innocent survivors on the surface. Many are yet to be evacuated. The video continues to play, as if the reporters have already seen this coming. Following a path opened by those who have fallen, we were able to reclaim our homeland. That is why I cannot easily tell others to retreat. If we allow the red tide to continue entering the sea, the damage will be irreversible. Even Omega weapons cannot help. Do I need to go through the Science Council's report again? To his surprise, the human just clenches the right fist and knocks it a few times on the chest, right where his heart is beating. Indeed, the sea can be purified. Once the Omega weapon enters mass production, the clean blue sea will return one day. Buildings can be repaired. When the disaster is over, new buildings will rise again. People will build one after another along the ruins. But something can never be brought back again once they are damaged. The pride of mankind, the faiths that people once believed in. If we give up all of them for a false dawn, what can mankind possibly remember years later under the shelter of new buildings? HQ, it's okay if there are no reinforcements. We just need ammunition and energy. With the equipment and manpower available, we can hold the tide for approximately 5 days. Hey, you there, help me. Ask the Chief Commander. Do they want us to run away like cowards and abandon everyone else? Shit. Hey, calm down. No vulgarities. We agreed on this. Just let me finish. One construct seems to be pulled away by another. Still, everyone else on the screen does not seem to be distracted. They are still standing tall and firm, like an indestructible wall. We are not forcing Babylonia to make a decision. This is just a declaration. Whatever the final decision is, someone needs to sacrifice here for the sake of something more important. For the victory of mankind, to reclaim Earth, we have made this choice. This declaration has been jointly signed by all the Task Force and Purifying Force members here. Not Curios, the Grey Raven Commandant. After finishing the speech, the Commandant moves aside. Another construct with red and black colors on her frame steps up to face the camera. Captain of Grey Raven, Lucia. Followed by a construct with a poker face. Purifying Force, Arthur. Another construct covered in mud. Task Force, Rick. Purifying Force. Hey, let's go! And Last Resort going in the background too. Let's go! Be going hard. Let's go! Going hard. Let's go! One by one, all the frontline members have left their footage and names in the projected video. The head count of signatures indicates that 90% of the personnel dispatched in the mission have signed a declaration. The remaining 10% are all confirmed to be killed in action, apart from the missing Captain Bianca of the Purifying Force. Another moment of silence, albeit completely different from the previous one, has caught the Parliament. The silence is completely torn apart by the next footage. This is an emergency communication from the Lunar Base Scout Team. What's the percentage? Just give it to me. You keep going. This is an emergency communication from the Lunar Base Scout Team. We have investigated 90.5% of the lunar base. The remaining section will be completed within the next few hours. The councilmen who are aware of the related information are all shocked. The speed is incredible, way faster than the previous estimate. No matter how hard they work, such efficiency should not even be attainable. Soon, a councilman has realized something. He immediately stands up and shouts, "Hold on! Why aren't you driving an engineering machine? And you're not even a construct. Go back to the safe area now." The engineering force crew scratches his head. Well, those big things are just too slow, and we have to waste time preparing the road for them. We discussed in our team, and all of us felt it would be faster just going in by ourselves. Are you out of your mind? The lunar base is a total mess. Even if you don't run into the punishing virus, you could have easily been killed by a gas leak or gravity distortion with an engineering machine. While the frontline forces are risking their lives, we can't just sit back and stay safe. Leaving no chance for the councilman to interfere, he just smiles at the camera and salutes in a low-gravity environment. Instead of the councilman, he's looking at Chief Wales in the back row. This is our decision, made from our own free will. Who told you the information? Nobody answers him. The communication from the scout team has also been cut off. Get fucked, councilman. Get fucked, councilman. Just saying. Screw politicians. The councilman can only collapse back to his seat, gazing blankly at the front. He seems lost in thought. The projected video disappears. Chief Wales reaches into his pocket and grabs a badge so hard that the sharp silver hawk has pierced into his palm. If our weapons are lost, we can make more. If our base is gone, we can build another one. We've come a long way, even when all the old technologies were lost. Nicola raises his arm and points at the screen where the video is playing. But some things will never come back. The willpower that makes them fight until the last moment. The faiths that make them never falter. Once the pride of mankind shatters, it can never be reclaimed. As the Chief Commander, I hereby propose a revote of the previous decision. Let's go. I haven't changed. Ooh, animated wallpaper. Ooh, animated background. Nice. Really like that. Nice touch. The collapsed aquarium sinks to the bottom of the sea, along with the bodies of those who had fallen. Was it wrong for her to choose to save lives first? If she could be more decisive, will she be better off? The other comrades who have lost their lives, and those who have failed to escape, will they still be alive? She cannot find an answer. Only the flow of water can be heard at the bottom of the sea. Numerous corrupted are moving the surging red tide. They are about to break out from the water and turn into merciless slayers. It is only a matter of time before Bianca dissolves in the crimson color and becomes a part of the billions of corrupted, hosts, and red tide projections. Before that happens, should she kill herself with her weapon first? Just hold on a little longer. Reinforcements are on their way. They are already gone. The reinforcements can't do more than this dirty work that I'm already doing. Is this chaos caused by the infection, or is she seeing flashbacks at her final moment? Random chaotic noises enter her mind with the punishing virus. This is the duty of the purifying force. To raise our weapons against the once comrades. To protect those still alive. And to protect our bonds, there isn't much left. Not everybody can take the lives of their closest friends. People in the task force always respect and help one another. It's easy for them to build deep bonds. Bonds or emotions are boring and will only hold you back. What's there to envy about? Shall I envy those who have given up all bonds then? How useless. He couldn't even finish off a corrupted. What a coward. They aren't just corrupted, they were our comrades. Look at the attitude of others. Do you think they would call us comrades? Of course not. Nobody ever stays in the purifying force. Who wants to get along with them anyway? Maybe tomorrow one of them will become a corrupted. Those with unstable mind always burst into tears when they had to kill. They only cause troubles to others. I've seen enough of that. We must always prepare for death. That's why we'd rather have never met. A familiar voice is echoing at the bottom of the sea. Is that her memory? Yeah, that's what everybody thinks. They probably hold the same attitude towards you. Whatever they call you, witch or fence sitter, I hope you don't mind. Oh, actually, rather you mind them and hate us. Chico gazes at her own future through the endless snowfield. Because when I die, I don't want to see your tears, Captain. Feel free to mock me if I become a corrupted one day, loudly. Chico. Chico should be the captain of the purifying force, not you. Unlike you, she never hesitates to make a decision. I did receive complaints. They want Chico to be the new captain, but I turned them down. The purifying force needs a leader who can control their aggression and keep their sanity. You are the most suitable candidate. Even if they despise your balance and call you a fence sitter. I have decided to let Palma leave the purifying force. She's going to cross the line if she stays here. I respect your decision. Do you know how important Palma is to us? How dare you send her away? She is pointing her blade at those who are still alive. Alive? It wouldn't take long for them to be completely infected. And how many would have been attacked by those corrupted who are still alive? May as well finish them while they're still alive and can control themselves. That bloody fence sitter. Fence sitter, huh? You're but a hypocritical nun. Go back to your church and pray to your God, who does nothing but condemn us. When I learned they called you witch, I was hoping you would be a merciless leader who never hesitates. How laughable. Chico would never be like you. And Bianca's remaining consciousness. She sees the phantom tracer glowing in the dark sea. Infinite memories and information that do not belong to her seem to be trying to get into her mind. Why are you still in pain? The voices of 1,000 people merge into a hollow echo. Come to us. Leave all your frailty, pain, and confusion behind. Who's there? I'm Chico, or I am the individual that was once called Chico. No, you are not her. This is just an illusion created by the red tide. She's already dead? No. She's still alive, right here, next to you. She's been protecting you all along. That's why you're still alive, isn't it? I'm still alive? Because Chico is absorbing the punishing virus in the sea. This sea was supposed to be her nutritional fluid. In the Phantom Tracer's faint light, Bianca has seen the silhouette of Chico in the water. She is rapidly expanding. It will not take long for her to become a colossal giant that destroys everything. If only Grace or Cathalia is inside, everything will be a lot easier. The voices gradually fade out, replaced by a young girl's sigh. But it's okay. Mister said this was only an experiment. Only an experiment. He'd like to see more potential and deplete mankind's reserve. Why would you do this? She won't be afraid of becoming a monster, if that could take her to the future. Right, I heard the task force call me that. One will turn into a real monster as long as they keep studying the purifying force. So what? Monster and witch, they're a good match, aren't they? Am I really a witch? Is it because they call you a fence sitter? I was going to say you didn't look like someone who would care about such words. Still, I understand your concern. No matter how strong you are going to be shaken if they keep talking about it. Some guys may look the same, but they actually have just shut themselves off. Inside, they're never the same people again. What matters most is what you think. What is the purpose of your mercy? To protect those who are still alive, to solve problems. Why did you kill the father? To protect those who are still alive, to solve problems. What is the purpose of your ruthlessness? To solve more problems. Are you the problem to solve then? Maybe. Are they solved? They are, but only partially. Do you like this, killing your comrades? No. Then run away. No. If I run, they'll have to kill their comrades with their own hands and suffer the pain. Just like when I killed father. Information rejected. Retrying. The soul tracker is hacking back. I cannot control it. Yo. She sees flickering, dazzling scenes through the Phantom Tracer. The first information captured by the Phantom Tracer is the fragments of consciousness and memories within the red tide. It keeps decrypting and sending her the footage. The infection then gathers something she cannot understand. It almost feels like these contents were recorded by Liv's Imperia frame. Is this the future deduced by the Ascension Network? As the chaotic footage merges together, they become a collection of voices. Some are praying to the god, others cursing him. Is she able to recognize the voices because she has heard numerous prayers as a sister? What is your wish? I want to be free, but my legs can't walk. I want the bird in the cage can break free on behalf of me. Fear not, you will be together. Its wings will be weaved into you in the red tide. What is your wish? I want to be with her. We split up for one mission, and I could never see her again. The next time I saw her, I was already part of the red tide. I pulled her back. I killed her. We will be together forever. What is your wish? What are your wishes? We want to live on. We don't want to be abandoned. But our bodies are damaged. How come only monsters can survive this world? Then monsters we shall be. Until... Tell me what you want. I want to save everybody. When was that? It felt like a long, long time ago. Why am I still here? Damn. Really nice art, not gonna lie. They are already... Tell me what you want. Kill me, mister. Correct my mistakes. How many times have I been through this? I've lost count. Why do I have to do this? Tell me what you want. I don't need anything else. If there is something else I can ask from you, could you please try not to find new ascendants? The fewer people trapped by the Ascension Network, the better. I don't want anyone to end up like me. Thank you. A snowstorm is howling. Why did you come here? She lowers her head, repairing her hand with the gel that Bianca bought 10 minutes ago. Bianca's arrow shot her hand and knocked off the dagger that she was going to kill herself with. To save people. There's no way our squad would survive. Going out of your way to come here will only put yourself in danger. But you survived. What about the others? I killed them. They had all turned into corrupted. I heard about your habit of protecting those around you. Never expected you to cross the snowfield alone, though. There are too many corrupted around. Your action's not smart at all. I know, but I also know the snowfield very well. This used to be my hometown. Now that we're trapped here, let's talk. I've been in the Purifying Force for a long time, but I never really knew you well. Alright. Do you like snow? Yeah. Do you think your hometown is a nice, warm place? Glory to be the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Ghost, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Bianca, my child. I was adopted by a kind father in a church. It was just over there, not far away. What happened to him? I killed him. Do you want to meet him again? What? Do you want to meet him again? Meet him? In the red tide, everything will be... No! Wake up, Bianca! The Phantom Tracer and you are our only hope to the future. Future? The future in the red tide. The real future. Why is she seeing this? That kid also died. This is the nameplate of the Grey Raven Commandant. The snow has melted. Commandant. Pear flowers are blooming on the surface. Is this the future? The inevitable destruction that no one can avoid? All that tremendous loss only yielded hallucinations. The footage in the Phantom Tracer leads her to arrive at a painful conclusion. I only want to leave something behind. Instead of getting destroyed completely, I will revive them in the red tide. I don't agree with that path. Stitching up the consciousness to hurt others who are still alive, that's definitely not what they would have wanted, but a disaster brought by the Ascendants. Can you kill Chico? She's still alive. The people in the red tide are still alive, just like everyone else you know and cherish. They are living happily right here, in a world weaved by the red tide. The memories left by your team members, you were a kind person who was willing to take risks to save anyone who still had a chance to live. Yet, you were going to cruelly wipe out the consciousnesses that are still alive? They are hardly alive. You people always do this. As long as you tell yourself that they're already dead, you can kill them without hard feelings. I'm looking for you. Ayo? What's that silhouette, Ayo? Bianca, I'm looking for you. Chico, help me. Kill me, my friend. The only one who understands me. The only one who knows my weaknesses. Together we will destroy this despairing world. Restore this devastated world. Conflicting words and broken thoughts are echoing in the red tide. Which is the real Chico? They all are. Even the strongest person may have a weak side. There are times when they want to cry, to give up, or to ask for help. What about you? What about you, a sister or a witch? Which one is the real you? Your pain, your regrets, your happiness, the things you want to protect. Balance, fence-sitter, kindness, frailty, perseverance, resolution, witch. Numerous fragments and characteristics are joined together through me. They all are. The things we want and the things we hate are often just the same. We are full of contradictions, greedy and easily get bored. Why? Because we are imperfect. Nobody's perfect. Nothing's perfect. We will never be perfect. But when we all come together, perfect we can be. But why must we be perfect anyway? If they are all a part of me, I don't want to lose them to the red tide to stitch and weave. I've always been looking up to you, Bianca. You still have the courage to approach others, even when you know one day you have to say farewell to them. It takes courage to let go. Are you also envying me? Envying me? Envying me? Yeah. The task force has always feared my apathy, yet they always respect you. In contrast, the purifying force thinks my way of thinking is a fatal flaw, but they always respect you. Nobody can be perfect. Light and shadow have nothing alike, but they always come together. We don't need to be perfect. It takes great strength to walk in the darkness. Being a fence-sitter isn't too bad either. It means you have what it takes to become either a nun or a witch. Good and bad, sister and witch, light and shadow. They all come in pairs. If this is the imperfection, I think mankind should stay this way. To me, it is the most beautiful sight. Have you made up your mind? Not to stay in the red tide with those still alive? Right. Even if it means to kill those asking you for help? Yes. Alright, Miss Witch. Before I lose control and hurt you and others, please. Hey, yo, nice. Yo, this is getting spicy. This story is getting real spicy. Assemble again. Ooh, Chrome and Vera? Interesting. As the night falls, the shadow sea engulfed in a thin mist begins to darken. The visibility is gradually diminishing, and an intangible fear begins to surge in every corner. A purifying force soldier walks out of the fog. He slowly heads towards the water full of red and dark colors, and cluelessly reaches out his hand, as if he's trying to touch the peaceful sea surface. Crimson tentacles suddenly rise from the water, gradually surrounding him. Several bright red spots also float to the fog-covered sea surface, catching the construct soldiers off guard. The punishing virus density detectors on the soldiers let off a loud alert, indicating the extremely high punishing virus concentration within the creatures hidden underneath these red spots. They are entirely made of the punishing virus after all. The purifying force soldiers have not faltered at all. Instead, they take a step forward, holding up the flare sticks. The bright light that helps the hetero creatures to easily locate their targets, but also exposes them to others that are still hiding in the fog. Attack all visible enemies! Numerous bullets are coming from all directions. Some are fired from behind the rock, some are from the shoal. A bullet fired directly behind the purifying force soldier barely misses the air to hit the nearest hetero creature. The hetero creature tries to crawl up, but another lance suddenly comes out from the fog, piercing its head, or the part that looks like a head. After confirming the hetero creature is completely silent, the lance is quickly drawn out and disappears in the fog again, awaiting its next victim, efficient and fatal. This is how the purifying force fights. A gigantic hetero creature slowly crawls out from the sea, making a low, terrifying sound. It seems to have absorbed an enormous amount of red tide to grow this big. It swings its tide-like arm to crush all the hetero creatures on its way, then raises the arm again to aim at the purifying force soldiers holding torches. Their weapons are unable to tackle an enemy of this size. Freeze it, Lucia. Understood. In contrast to the hetero creature's crimson color, an icy blue glow appears from the fog. The thrusters on Lucia Plume's hands begin to run, creating a cyclone that sucks nearby fog in and converts it into a freezing chill. Aim at the legs. Freeze the water altogether. Lucia nods and dashes at the large hetero creature in no time, then leaps in the air using the thruster's power. She slams the thruster on the hetero creature's leg, unleashing the extremely low temperature within. This hit alone cannot eliminate the large hetero creature, but with its legs frozen, it can no longer maintain the balance of its gigantic body and falls on the sand. It struggles to get up, but more lances appear and impale it into the ground. The agony makes it let out a human-like scream. Noisy bastard. The Purifying Force soldier shoves the flare into the hetero creature's throat. Its twisted face is lit up by the burning flames. He stares at the hetero creature for a few seconds, as it gets burned in the fire and healed by the red tide again. Curiosity appears on his poker face for the first time. Asarius! He's slightly shocked when his name is called, then pulls out the anti-corrupted large caliber gun to shoot at the corrupted's head, until its so-called head completely vanishes on the sand. As the fog gradually dissipates, the other hetero creatures also fall back to the sea. When the sea surface is peaceful again, the other Purifying Force soldiers also come out from their hiding places while vigilantly searching for any remaining enemies. Thanks to their caution, not many Purifying Force members are infected or injured, but the relentless battles over many days have made everyone's nerves tense. Nonetheless, they have survived another night of hetero creature attack. After the battle, Lucia summons her thrusters back from the frozen sea. She wants to talk to the Purifying Force members, but only ends up returning in silence. Commandant, are you okay? Yeah, I'm all good. Great, I'm the only Grey Raven here with you. Lee knows a lot. Liv is a support frame, but neither of them is here. If anything happens to you, I'll never forgive myself. Please tell me immediately if you aren't feeling well. Don't worry, I just feel a little cold. Cold? I should give you my coat to you? Should I give you my coat to you, Commandant? Noticing the thrusters covered in ice, Lucia suddenly realized the cold came from herself. You were just telling a joke to make her relax a bit. She finally smiles and nods, then puts on a serious face before replying. Commandant, since you are the one who gave the order, please bear with this for a little longer. I bet Lee would be saying this. Lucia looks at the night sky as she returns the katana to its sheath. Perhaps Babylonia is right there in space. Lee and Liv are waiting for them to return. I deserve the cold, but the operation wasn't designed by me. I knew it. This plan is quite risky and feels nothing like what Commandant would choose. The Recitant Purifying Force member almost died in the Dark Sea, but he does not seem to be impacted at all. He's just quietly organizing his gear. Each night over the past few days, many hetero creatures would infiltrate the shoreline along the shoal, entering the land. The Purifying Force and we did our best to eliminate them. Still, a large number of hetero creatures have broken through our defense and moved inland. If they ever find out occupied shelters or conservation areas, many innocent people will die. Instead of fighting alongside the Purifying Force, they have been fighting individually most of the time. Members of the Purifying Force are never good at coordinated operations, let alone a large-scale defense battle. Babylonia has already agreed to deploy Omega weapons to contain and eliminate the red tide at the entrance to the sea. But getting such a large quantity of Omega weapons, the troops together needs at least several more days. My name is Asarius. Tonight I'll be the bait. You should also come and help. A Purifying Force member came to Grey Raven's camp earlier this morning during his break. He left these words, then returned to his position without saying anything else. It was quite rude by normal standards, but after spending a few days together, this could be considered his or the Purifying Force's most genuine and sincere attempt of communication ever since Bianca left. There were some ups and downs, but at least the result was good. Asterius notices you are looking at him. He just nods in return. It was the simplest base strategy, but worked wonders. With the limited manpower available, this could arguably be the best plan to eliminate enemies in a large area. Except that nobody can ensure that he and as the bait could survive. You hardly agreed with such a dangerous plan, but could at least help with setting up the formation. With Lucia joining you, the chance of success was a lot higher. Fortunately, you were able to hold the incoming hetero creatures off the coastline as their number seems to be diminishing over time. Somehow your instinct is warning you that a greater danger lies underneath. Apart from Bianca, we don't really know the Purifying Force well. Indeed. Many Purifying Force soldiers vanished on this beach forever over the past few nights. You did not even know their names, but none of them showed any fear or hesitation. Perhaps they had already forgotten the feeling of fear during the countless purging missions. You're about to inspect the battlefield with Lucia, but suddenly feel a gust from the sea that brings a putrid, rotten smell. Not far away, Asterius suddenly gets on his feet, gazing into the distance. Over there! Oh, damn. He calls out with a controlled voice as the ground begins to tremble. An enormous pale figure rises from the center of the sea, sending crimson tides rushing towards the shore. Sharp crystals formed by high-density punishing virus protrude from the water after the tides sweep past. Leave the coastline! Lucia immediately rushes out after hearing the alert. Activating Plume's quick frost power to freeze a large area of sea and buying time for the Purifying Force to fall back. When everyone has moved to a higher ground, you finally have the time to observe what exactly the giant shadow is. It looks like a human. Could it be a hetero creature? But the size is way too... Asterius shakes his head and squints into the distance. Just like Lucia, he has never seen any monster like that before. I've never seen anything like this, but it seems quite challenging to kill. The detailed origin of this monster is still unknown, but is definitely linked to the red tide entering the sea. Humans learned a hard lesson in past battles. All tactics and weapons were futile against the red tide. An amorphous monster that devours everything, but there's still one hope right now, which gives everyone a reason to keep fighting. Lucia, contact Babylonia now. Roger that. On it now. Lucia nods and attempts to use her terminal to connect to Babylonia. The process only takes a couple of seconds, but it feels like centuries. Hello? This is Lucia from Grey Raven. As per battle plan submitted to Lee earlier, commanded myself as well as approximately 30 Purifying Force members are holding our position on the shore where Copperfield Aquarium was located. Lucia looks back at the giant humanoid in the distance. He seems to be slowly approaching the coastline. We suspect an unknown mutation has occurred as the red tide gathers. A possible new hetero creature of extremely large size has emerged. The potential damage could be devastating if it ever gets on land. We need reinforcements immediately. Ha, what if I say no? What? The voice suddenly rings a bell. It's the red-haired captain of Cerberus. Vera? Right, this is Vera of Cerberus. You still remember my voice after so long. Ouch. The communication is interrupted abruptly. You worry that they could be attacked by the enemy. Hey Vera, you okay? The next moment you hear Vera's furious shout from the terminal. Noctis, can't you even drive a boat now? What? Blame the creepy waves, not me. If Noctis can't do it, I will. Ha, I would rather just jump off the boat. I'm more likely to survive that way. Is that so? I see. The muffled roar of Noctis soon comes from the other side, sounding as if his head is being squeezed. Oi, take your stupid robot off my face. I can't see anything. But aren't you going to jump off the boat? Buddy may want to help you. It's called sarcasm. Don't you understand? Captain, get number 21 off me. It's your job to take care of her, not mine. Figure it out yourself. It isn't my fucking job either. Well, it is now. Captain's orders. What are they doing there? The other side of the terminal has turned into chaos, but Vera does not seem to care. She just casually tidies her hair, and talks again as if nothing happened. This is Vera, Captain of Cerberus. We've been requested by the HQ to assist Grey Raven in the siege of Copperfield Aquarium. How are the Omega weapons, Vera? They're sort of ready, but according to Asimov's estimate, the Omega weapons to contain and eliminate a red tide of the scale, they must be spread out and employed in appropriate locations. Thanks to Karenina and the engineering force's effort, Omega weapons have entered mass production in the lunar base. But now that the lunar base is severely damaged, we must put them to the best use. The engineering force worked overnight to install auto-drifting engines on some Omega weapons. Once we put them in the sea, they will automatically head to the right position and activate. Unfortunately, we can't do so on the coastline and need to manually deploy them. Manually, that's the most challenging part. We don't have the manpower. At least we'll be there when we finish setting up the Omega weapons in the sea. That's all. Bye. Although the Purifying Force has not suffered a great loss, most of the members have been wounded over the past few days of fighting. As not many support constructs are assigned to the Purifying Force, some members are unable to function due to lack of repair. If we can have at least one more squad. Oh, Commandant seems in trouble. Time for the grand entrance. Yo! A tall figure is rapidly sliding down the sand dune not far away. Under his feet is a great sword that is almost as long as a person, which he is using as a sandboard. No one else could have done this in Babylonia. Kamui! Despite his awesome stance, Kamui doesn't seem to know how to brake well. After spinning a few rounds on the sand, he finally comes to a halt by driving the great sword into the sand. Kamui's here too. Now we have one more to help us, Commandant. Actually, I'm not the only one. Captain and the others are also here, but I was the first to arrive. Kamui sounds easy, but the battle marks on his body indicate that Strikehawk was also engaged in a long fight with the head oak creatures that broke through the defense. Thanks, Kamui. Kamui just wipes his nose, smiles and nods. He then jumps up, waving at the dune. Captain, we're here! Kamui, did I ask you to go to Grey Raven first? I did ask you to go to Grey Raven first, but you shouldn't have ignored the terminal. Chrome sighs as he walks down the dune. He pats on Kamui's shoulder, then salutes to you. Commandant, 4 members of Strikehawk have arrived. You can give us any task. 4. Is Kamu also here? Correct. He's heading toward the outer defense point. Speaking of which, where's Wanshi? Over there. You find another figure on the dune. He just yawns and waves at you. I'm not going down. This is a good sniping spot. I'll cover you from here. Will he be alright? Don't worry, he's most awake at this time of night. You then hear the last member of Strikehawk from Chrome's terminal. I've arrived at the defense point of the outer coastline. Understood. Please protect the deployed Omega weapons from the enemy attack. Alright, I'll just kill everything that comes this way. An easy task that isn't too bad sometimes. I'll leave the rest to you. A Babylonian light vessel is rapidly approaching the shore. It must be Vera and Cerberus. Alright then, let's roll. Let's go! All the homies are here, boys. Let's go! Commandant, this is Chrome. I'm preparing to set up an area of defense using Omega weapons. We need to stop the attack from the hetero creatures first, before they cause any trouble. The hetero creatures could land any minute. Let's get prepared. Considering the number of enemies, I think we should get auxiliary defense weapons ready. I have several simple defense towers here. You can decide where to place them, Strikehawk Captain. Then place them on the east coast to kill the hetero creatures landing from there. Okay. Oh, is this like a tower defense game? Oh, this is basically... Oh, is this like a tower defense? Oh, yeah, hey, yo. I'll go and have a look if there are any hetero creatures landing. You keep working on the defense towers. We will do our job. Please, take care. Yo, that... I just want to say, this is a... This vehicle looks sick. Not gonna lie, this hover vehicle looks sick. I love the design of it. Although I think this might be from... Last Spark, but... I digress. I still think it's awesome. Hey yo, let's go.
Stay calm and think.
Check out Captain. 3 types of defense towers are ready for use after repair. Let's go electric damage. Let's go... Let's put you... here. Another wave of hetero creatures are coming. Get ready.
Stay calm and think. This will pave the path to victory!
Damn. Oh, are those all the mega weapons? Hey, yo. Use the mega weapons to form an area of defense. This way they can... This way we should be able to hold off the hetero creatures for a while. Hey, yo, let's go.
Don't move out of my sight. This will pave the path to victory!
Nope. You've made it. Killing enemies is a better activity for me than sailing on the sea. Vera, I thought you were out there on the sea. We got the Omega weapons ready and we're ready. We're back, just like that. The hetero creatures attacked again. The energy towers we placed were all destroyed. Time to work again. Let's kill them all. Let's go.
An
Nice.
excellent move, Commandant.
Okay, nice. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for today's stream. I think that we're gonna stop here for now at this point in the stream. So thank you guys so much for... Yeah, I'm really enjoying this chapter so far. Really enjoying it. Can't wait to finish this next stream. And yeah, this story has been great so far. I love it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time to continue on the story. Next stream. See you later.